Hello cinema lovers, welcome back to Rogue Cinema. 70s were the era of the angry young man, but it was also the era where every larger than life hero film was balanced with a subtle, almost relatable film. For every Deewar, there was a Kabhi Kabhi. For every Dharmatma, there was a Chhoti Si Baat. We live in an era today where mainstream filmmakers assume that the audience is not smart enough to catch what is being implied. Hence, we get the overdose of sound effects, multiple shots establishing who is the hero, as if we would forget otherwise, and every beat of the story being hammered into our heads over and over and over again. The cinema space is as competitive as it has ever been, but the nuance have left the building. With films like KGF 2 and RRR being the new benchmark of success, and suggestions that they have brought back the Hindi film hero of the 1970s, it is probably the right time to actually examine what the 1970s were all about. Of course, the 1970s were the era of angry young men, but it was also the era where every larger than life hero masala offering was balanced with a subtle, almost relatable film. For every Diwar, there was a Chup Chupke. Both were released in 1975. Today, on 11th April, we recall the 50 glorious years of great Indian comedy cult classic of 70s, one of the headmost of Indian classic comedies, and the pioneer of family comedy films and everybody's favorite movie, which gave us the eternal quest for an answer for
जब टीओ टू तो जीओ गु क्यों नहीं होता?
50 years ago in third week of April 1975. Chupke Chupke, directed by legendary Rishikesh Mukherjee, was released. The story starts with dashing Dharmendra and the ever beautiful and graceful Sharmila Tagore falling in love and getting married. Rishikesh Mukherjee adds charm to the typical love story with a twist when Dharmendra disguises himself as Vahan Chalak, that means driver Pyare Mohan, and goes to Sulekha Akash Sharmila Tagore's Jijaji house in Mumbai. The entire story revolved around making a mockery of Jijaji, Aka Om Prakash, Aka Raghavendra Sharma. On the other hand, Amitabh, also known as Professor Sukumar Sinha, which is Professor of Literature or Sahitya, disguises himself as Parimal and ends up falling in love with Jaya Bachchan, and the confusion unfolds. Let's pay homage to this every family's favorite classic by assessing its brilliance in today's times. Direction: 70s was the decade of five major directors ruling throughout the era, along with Ramesh Sippy, Yash Chopra, Manmohan Desai, and Prakash Mehra. Rishikesh Mukherjee was the fifth pillar of 70s cinematic excellence. Rishida started 70s with fabulous streak of marvelous movies of those times, cult classic even today like Anand, Guddi, Bawarchi, Abhiman, and Namak Haram. After the super success of Bawarchi, for the next 2 years, Rishida was involved with high on matrimonial drama and social fabric commentary movies like Abhiman and Namak Haram. In 1975, Rishida once again returned to comedy with Chupke Chupke. Chupke Chupke is a masterpiece of brilliance direction, the style of storytelling with a very simple storyline, powerful scenes, lots of human emotion, and allegiance towards Indian culture and language had become the subject of many directors even decades later. Acting: Shamla Tagore was as gorgeous in the movie as talented she is. It's still hard to believe that it's the same year 1975 when, along with superb comedy Chupke Chupke, she gave us an inconceivable performance in Gulzar's Mausam. Tagore's comedy timing with such vivid smile and expressive eyes is a treat to watch. Om Prakash leaves you in splits when he's angry and frustrated, which is most of the runtime. The rest of the cast is on point, from legendary Amitabh Bachchan to comedy genius Asrani, and in a small cameo, the very talented Jaya Bachchan, or Bhaduri then. Perhaps. The performances are fantastic all around, but the movie in its true insight belongs to Dharmendra. He has such a stellar comedic timing. I'm ever wondering that if this guy would have ever come to stand up comedy someday, he would have shut the ticket counter both online and offline in barely couple of hours from ticket availability. Script, screenplay, editing. The originality of Rishikesh Mukherjee's Chupke Chupke is surely could not be replicated today. The comedy is certainly not slapstick, but cleverly written jokes which are supported by very quality acting. Such a pure comedy. The film is literally one extended gag and a masterclass in wholesome conflict free comedic screenplay and writing. Dialogue. The cult and ever infamous dialogues are fun. Dharmendra, in his silly best, is brilliant, and Sharmila's enjoyment of her husband's little antics make it feel like life doesn't have to be serious all the time. Technical work, sound and cinematography. Technically, the film looks and sound dated, but from the lens of 70s, the camera work and sound design is top notch. And the songs like Chupke Chupke and Abke Sajan reminds us how much we miss the Nightingale Lata Mangeshkar even today. Impact. Even though Chupke Chupke is fundamentally quite simple, its writing is so excellent that it makes even the most uninteresting scenes fascinating even today. The proceedings are given a lot of vitality by Rishikesh Mukherjee's vibrant storytelling and direction that even after 50 years of its release. In last 2 years alone, the movie have more than 3 million views on YouTube. With no cheesy language, no vulgar word, and a simple hilarious script, Chupke has given us some eternal characters and dialogues to remember. Every character in the film is so perfect and unique in their own way that one just can't compare them. Where one driver, Pyare Mohan, speaks Shuddh Hindi, the other driver, James DeCosta, played by Keshto Mukherjee, uses words like aayinga, jayinga, khainga, piyenga. The film is not about the exotic location, but about the wonderful and unique characterization. Rogue Cinema celebrates and pays homage to 50 glorious years of Chupke Chupke in April 2025 and give 83% to it. And I sincerely wish we had such unforgettable character writing in today's age and time. Please support us by liking the video, and if you haven't subscribed the channel yet, you're probably never going to see us again. And if you are, or if you are going to, then you're welcome to Rogue Cinema family. See you soon.